Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you this is the best thing to work with on TV. The word Amotekun, which means leopard in Yoruba, is a symbolical name for the newly launched Southwest security outfit codenamed Amotekun. The leopard, which has been declared an illegal outfit by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami.
In a statement, the Attorney General of the Federation says the setting up of the paramilitary organization is illegal and runs contrary to the provisions of the Nigerian law. It also insists that the Constitution established the Army, Navy, and Air Force, including the police and other numerous paramilitary organizations, for the purpose of the defense of Nigeria.
Now, the country's police force has won the Southwest Stakeholder Security Group, working with the Western Nigeria security outfit, codenamed Operation Amotekun, against any breach of security.
All right, the police command in the southwest states of Ekiti, Ogun and Ondo said that they will not tolerate illegal possession of firearms by the members of the group. They said anybody in possession of illegal weapons will be arrested. In the light of this new development, one is forced to ask, is the country tilting towards an unconscious restructuring? It's a big pause. So joining us now is Adelaja Adeoye, the National Publicity Secretary of the Action Democratic Party ADP. Great to have you on this. Let's dial back, because this is really, raising a lot of reactions. In fact, somebody was speaking this morning and said the vice presidents have asked governors of the southwestern states, to come to Abuja and let's have a talk about this Amotekun. We can't deny the fact that there's a massive insecurity problem in the southwest. But does it make Amotekun legal? And what should have been done?
Thank you so much. Of course, this topic is a trending topic in Nigeria, and there have been a lot of opinions and a lot of support and a lot of people agitating against it. But let us not throw a stubborn baby with bathwater. Okay, we have to look at why do we have Amotekun in the first place. The reason why we have Amotekun is because of insecurity. All of us know that. And if you look at the draft, the operational guideline for Amotekun is for them to work in conjunction with the police, with the army, with the other civil defense, paramilitary organization, by government. So, and of course, we know, where do we usually have some of these insecurities? Maybe some people, herders taking their cow into, people's farmland, destroying their crops. That's one of the problems. Then also, we have a lot of kidnapping, killings, happening in some of these remote areas where police don't go to. You understand? So, but if we have Amotekun, gathering information, working with the police, then giving police information, this thing, we are seeing some set of people, in this area, this is what happened in so time, and these people are here again, alerting the police. Police will come and they will apprehend or, find solution to those problems. Then again, let us look at it under the law. Do Southwest governor or Southwest people have the right to establish Amotekun? The answer is yes. If you look at the Constitution itself, under chapter 4, in chapter 38, section 38, chapter 4, rather, it gives people the freedom of association, freedom of to secure themselves. You understand? And again, security is the number one business of every of the governor. They are the chief security officers of their states. Yes. So if there are insecurity in those states, they cannot sit back and look for initiative that they can add to what is existing to solve this problem. Then why are they governor? And these people, they are governor and they are proactive. They came together. They put measure in place to stop all of this banditry, kidnapping, killing, destruction of properties and life in the region. So it's not out of place. What we are expecting government to do is to call the governors and look at gray areas, and fine-tune the Amotekun. It's not just they don't have the right to say you cannot do it. Is government saying that, okay, the way you are vulnerable to kidnapping, killing, and all those, they are happy? Are they happy? Is that what they are telling Nigerians? That's the question we should ask them. Because a lot of people have been killed. And we don't know, a lot of other people will still be killed if it's not checked. With the last time, daughter of Afenifere, foremost Afenifere leader, the daughter was murdered. Up to date, no investigation has been carried out. When the issue was burning at that time, they said that they are going to parade the people that, that were involved. Till today, nobody was paraded. So there are some things that we don't need to, we don't need, to play politics with. This is things that has to do with life and property of the people.
Indeed, while these controversies persist, one will get the sense that the main issue here, which is that of security, has been relegated. But my question to you is, who do you think is afraid of Amotekun going operational? One. Two, you've talked about the legality of this. Do you think that if the state houses of assembly in this state, 6 states, enact these laws or put the enabling laws in place, it would put to rest the concerns raised by the Attorney General of the Federation and by extension the Nigerian government? Okay,
let me say this. Someone came on TV, on national TV, a few days ago, I think yesterday or thereabouts, to insult the Yoruba people, that they are primitive in terms of politics and all that. You see, there are questions that these things naturally will, generate. That who are behind these people making this provocative statement against the Yorubas? You understand? And what authority does a common, cow trader? Because that's what Mieti Hala means. They are just a group of people selling, cow. You understand? What political power do they have, you understand, to now delve into national politics, making statements on behalf of who? You understand? So these are questions we need to carefully examine. You understand? And again, if you look at it again, the people of the North, they have Ishba. You understand? In Kano and in some other states. Former Zamfara State Governor, Yerima, Shetima Yerima, he came up with Sharia law, you understand, which was extended to other states. Nobody in the South questioned them because they don't have, if that's what for them. If
they do have legal backings.
I'm still coming there. If that works for them in the North, then why are they against what the Southerners, initiative of Southerners to protect themselves? Before I answer your second question, the thing is, why are they telling us that all the kidnappings, the killings, banditry going on in the Southwest is being done by the Mieti Allah? That's the question they need to ask themselves. Because in my house, I say I want to close my door. If you want to come, knock before you come. You say no, that I must open my door for you, that you must have...
No, but that's quite erroneous. They have not said that because you asked the question.
I'm only just trying
yeah, so let's get that correctly.
To explain. I'm only trying to explain. But what we are saying is that what is their business with the initiative of the Southerners who want to protect themselves from killing and all that? Then coming to your second question about legislation, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, this said that they are working to ensure that, it has legal backing. You understand? The same thing is said by Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu. You understand? He said the same thing, that they are working very hard. These are people that they have concern. They don't want their people to be killed.
Don't you think that this is what they should have done before launching this initiative?
And just to add to that real quickly, because it seems as if they are putting the cart before the horse. Now, apart from the fact that they didn't go for legal backing, they didn't go through the National Assembly, there are also fears that
State Assembly,
the operational guidelines are not transparent. The recruitment of officers, there's no clear structure as to how they're going to do this, as well as the legislation that we're talking about. Why were all these things not done first?
Well, you see, Amotekun or security issue is something that is very big. It's not something you can cover. You understand what I'm saying? They were still at the stage of planning. You understand? When you are planning something...
Before launching or after launching?
Let me tell you. The first thing they did was for the Southwest stakeholders to come together, you understand, which was held in Oyo State. Oyo State, is the regional headquarters for the Southwest. So that's why you see all of those meetings happening in Oyo State. So it's not because of anything. So I have to make that clear. So now, the leaders, who is who in the country, they came together at least to my knowledge, sometimes last year, to talk about way forward for the security of the region. So after that, they agree on some things, which include, setting up, this Amotekun and the rest like that. So Amotekun is not to carry arm or whatever, or to run, parallel to
let me
the security.
I need to interject there.
Okay.
We had Ibagani Adams here a couple of weeks ago. And when you made this point, it's not to carry arms, Ibagani Adams shrugged a bit. And he said, correct me if I'm wrong, that our people, the Oduduwa People's Congress, OPC, normally work with security agents. And we carry dingos that are registered by the police. And we carry other forms of arms that are registered. And they know that we carry arms. So the modality as regards deployment of arms is a big one, because if you say you're going to limit them just to information gathering, and they have arms that are registered by the police force, how do you explain that line? That's why my colleague here was asking about the modalities. Number two, I want to ask you on, this could be geopolitical. It was said that a group said that this might affect our 2023 chances of presidency in the South. How? That's just two questions.
Okay, let me start from your second question, because it's an interesting, question.
We have a minute to break, just to let you know, so that when we cut you off, so that we won't be, we're rude, sorry.
It's all right, it's all right.
Go ahead.
It's all right. Okay, so the second question, I'll go with that, is that who are the people making comments that the Southwest might likely not get 2023 because of Amotekun? Who are they? That's the question. You see, anybody can just come and make a statement. The question is, who is that person making that statement? What is his worth in the polity of Nigeria? You understand what I'm saying? I can come here now, or any person can come here, maybe by chance or something, just make a statement that goes into the air, you understand, and everybody keep reacting towards it. So Nigerian politics is beyond just a person just coming to make a comment. You understand? What we are talking about in Nigeria is we want peace and stability. And 2023, there are a lot of things that will determine where 2023 will go. This is not the time. Nobody can even determine where 2023 will go now, whether it's coming to the north, south, or east, or wherever.
We can determine that it's time for a break now. We'll come back. Join us again after this break. Welcome back to the Morning Show here on the Rise News. We still have Adelaja Adeoye, the National Publicity Secretary of the Action Democratic Party, with us. Thank you so much for staying. I wanted to land on that point you were making as regards the revised question, modalities of Amotekun and
carrying of arms.
Carrying of arms.
Okay.
Ibagani Adams saying that they know OPC that they carry arms. They carry registered by the police.
OPC is different from Amotekun, even though some of they have some of them, that may be working. You understand? Modality, it's still Amotekun is still work in progress, because as we all know, there are areas that the stakeholders will look at and say, let us modify this, let us modify, let us. So I cannot expressly say if they are going to carry arm, because it's still work in progress. The most important thing is that government in the Southwest, in fact, the name of the security outfit is Western Nigeria Security Network. You understand? Security encompass all of this thing, including police, army, and all of that. They are part of it. You understand? So
the police and army that said that we will not work with.
No, see what I want to believe that why they said that is maybe they may be feeling that those ones will be carrying gun and all that, or because they are untrained. They might not have the same training with the police, army, and the rest like that. So that in case when there is any casualty or issue or error, you understand, they will not take blame.
But they work with civilian JTF, don't they?
So now, what I want to say now is that it's still work in progress. So Nigerians should hold on and just watch on.
However, while we wait on, we've seen it play out with anti-grazing law. We saw it play out with Ruga settlement, establishment. We are seeing it playing out again. Is the ethnic connotation to what is happening? And you have even almost painted a picture of them versus us. Initially, when you're having this conversation, how do we de-escalate the ethnic tensions when it comes to issues of national important, such as Amotekun for the Southwest region, for instance, it seems as if it is a them versus us that is ongoing.
No.
Meanwhile, it should be the security of lives and
Properties.
But there is a them versus us that we are seeing playing out in this instance.
Well, for me, there's no we versus them or whatever in the whole thing. Just yesterday, Arewa youths came out to throw their support behind Amotekun. Because what they are saying is that in the north, just yesterday, the Khan chairman in Michigan, in Adamawa State, was gruesomely beheaded by Boko Haram. You understand? The Mieti Allah Sekjen, which is Al-Hassan Sali, is not talking anything about that. He's not concerned. You understand? For me, it's just some few people, few elements. It's not north versus south thing. You understand? It's just some people who have some ulterior political motive that, creating this tension. Of course, when things are in the public, people will definitely react. It will be a trending topic. Everybody will be being, here and there. You understand? But for me, it is not we against them. It is security trouble in this country is a national tragedy. You understand? That must be faced, that must be tackled by everybody. If Amotekun is going to work to stem security in Southwest, so be it. If Ishba, you understand, is going to curb immorality and all whatnot in the north, so be it. You understand? What we are saying is that we want Nigeria that everybody can sleep. You go on the road, you have your peace. Wherever you get to, you have your peace.
Let me jump in here. A lot of people are saying it's just a plot by the governors to legalize the illegal security vote. Because, to a large extent, what they're saying is the money will pretty much spend on the Amotekun and the purchases they've made thus far was from the security votes. So a lot of people are saying it's just an attempt for the governors to legalize the illegal security vote.
Well, let me just tell you something. You see, when things like this comes up, there are tendencies of divide and rule, propaganda, and all that will come into play. You understand? The reason is that there are people behind this stiff opposition to Amotekun. That's the reality. You understand? There are people, and they have reason why they are going against it. So those set of people, they will not stop at anything. They will say all sorts of things. They are trying to legalize, illegalize, and all that. All of those things.
Why they're telling you that is because, you see, let's go legal now. Before you can make any spend as a state government, you must get appropriation by your State House of Assembly. I have not seen in any State of Assembly that they had passed a bill as regards spending for Amotekun. So that means any spending done so far is not appropriated, which is illegal. So it will be best that it comes from the security vote.
We cannot say.
Have you heard that the Amotekun bill has been tendered in any State House of Assembly in Oyo, Ogun, Lagos, or Ondo?
Well,
have you seen it?
Well, what I want to say in that regard is that we cannot say how this funding, into Amotekun is coming into place. Of course, we know in government we have what we call PPP. So there are funds that comes that could be from private that they can decide and say, let us use this one for the meantime. So when we get proper legislation, we can now, appropriate.
But for something that's been launched, shouldn't we have legislation by now? Do you know that their vans have been purchased?
I told you.
They've even started having discrepancies on salary. I think it was 13,000 they want to pay the hunters. The hunter said no, that they can start talking from 50,000 naira. Those salaries that will be paid the people on this scheme, where will the appropriation come from?
Well, it's still work in progress, like I've said earlier. You understand? So it is still subject to modification.
Well,
whether salary, whether legislation, whether whatever. Let us just hold on. I believe if the cat has been put before the horse, you understand, there is still opportunity for them to reverse themselves and get it right. You understand? And and do do the needful. It's even good that we're having some of this stiff opposition, because it will make the program to be better, because the governors are gathering information. They are hearing what people are saying. They are hearing what we are saying here now. You understand? Of course, they are watching.
Okay.
So they will know the next step to take if they have made mistake. I'm not saying they have made mistake, but if possible they've made mistake, so they have opportunity now to send the bills to the state, to various state assemblies to see how they can.
Why you still think that they have not made mistake? All of this still seems to be in a limbo. They can't go forward because the AGF has said this is illegal. It should go forward and all of that. But like many others in the country, the governors have said Amotekun is not a paramilitary. It is just a supportive initiative, security initiative for structured security outfits in the country. Do you see a political situation, resolution to the matter on ground, or do you think it's purely legal? That's one. On the other hand, because we're also talking about how restructuring comes into all of this, majorly why we have calls for restructuring is the control for resources by regions and sometimes, economic and even security situation. Should Amotekun work in the Southwest, a lot of people feel that this will be adopted by other states and other regions. Isn't that restructuring itself that we've been clamoring for? You
see, like I've been saying, the country, Nigeria, will restructure itself. It's just going to happen by default. And that's the reality. Because, like I said, there are various interests in this country. People with different interests. There are some people who are rent seekers. There are people who are benefiting from the rot of the system that they will never want the system to be restructured. But by the agitation of people, clamor of people, you understand? You can see yesterday there was massive protests across Southwest states. You understand? That resonates and sends strong signal to the world that something is happening in Nigeria. You understand? So these things are things that they will happen by themselves naturally.
Okay, so
you don't need to force it.
Political or legal solution to Amotekun?
I feel on the soft side, it should be more of political resolution. If government is sincere about security problem in the country, because like I said before, you cannot tell people who are being killed, maimed every day to continue to be vulnerable to those attacks. But by the time you see that, these people, they have come with initiative, but it's having some little legal framework problem. Yeah. You understand? Okay, come, let's sit on the round table. So this is not right, this is right. Okay, we can do it this way, we can do it this way. So in your region, of course, they will now call and hear from the governors that, okay, this is why we have decided to come, this thus far. But government is not even making attempt to even sympathize with the people.
But the vice president has
hold on. So even sympathize, because if government is sympathizing, Malami will not make such statement. Just the careless statement, he will not make it.
Okay.
And that's why we have to leave it. Thank you so much, Mr. Adelaja, for coming on the show today. And that brings us to the end of the show. I am Adesua Omorowan.
I'm Rafai Husseini.
And I'm Shaiton Atigari. Thank you for watching.